know the funk don't always give you what you want, but it'll give you what you need. You know what I'm saying? We never left. Yo, we back. NHFA in your face. Bringing you something good to your ear hole, y'all. Check it out. It's our time to shine. It's our time to grind. It's the phone.
What's up? What's up? Funk from the front seat. Welcome to all the funky fans all around the world. Have we got a treat for you this weekend? That's right, this weekend, back to back. I got my family. I got my home brother from another mothership. I got the one love out of Jersey, y'all, coming straight from Maryland, Mr. Joe Keys and the late Bloomer Band right here on Funk from the Front Seat, back to back. 2 days in a row, we're going to knock it out and take it to the house. What's up, all my funky fans out there? How y'all doing? Let's get hype a little bit. You know how we do? Come on, come on. You know how we do? New York, Philly, D.C., Texas, California, Oregon, Portland, roll call, y'all. The Detroit's in the house. Florida's in the house. Georgia's in the house. North Carolina's in the house. South Carolina's in the house. Maryland is in the house. Come on, all around the world. Australia, Germany, India. We got you in England. We got you. Funk from the front seat right now. Joe Keys, y'all. What's up, my brother?
Hey, man.
Yeah. 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 That's how we roll. That's how we come in.
My man.
I mean, come on. I knew you would like it. Coming hard. Because we old school.
That's what I'm talking about. My skin crawling just a little bit.
No. We go to the roof. We go to the roof. Take it to the house. To the elevator. Yo, what up?
Happy head from way back.
Way back.
Fired up.
Oh, yeah. Totally fired up.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, my brother from another mothership, man. This man and I go way back. Mr. Joe Keys, late Bloomer Band, entrepreneur, musical genius, the first to really do the whole P-Funk clones thing. You know, it's so good to see you smiling, brother. I love you from the bottom of my heart. We got some
brother.
And this is part one for everybody out there listening. This is part one. And we're gonna get into part two tomorrow with the band. But this brother and I go back, man, and he's always been kind and a gentle spirit. And you know, I love you for that, man. So how you and your family doing? Tell me.
Hey, everybody's well, man. Everybody's well. Just talking about Pops is 89 years old. I went to visit him the other day. You know, he's still touching and pinching and wondering where they at.
Yes. You told me you was going to Jersey to visit him. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Everybody's good, man. Thank God. Everybody's good, man. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I see that. You know, we're going to get into so much stuff, but I see that now that we're have to make this kind of turn. You know, Otis Hawk was saying, you know, reboot, turn to the side and kind of go in another direction with this virtual thing. You know, I'm proud to be honored to have you on and your band tomorrow for the first time going virtual live. I know it's going to be so tight. And believe me, Funk Music with Zack tomorrow is so proud. You know, just like I am Funk from the Front Seat to have you today on IBM.TV, brother.
Glad to be here, my man.
So before the show, myself and thank you, Mark, my producer, Mark Lee, today, we were talking about Gil Scott-Heron, and I didn't want to jump ahead, but I just have to a little bit. Your relationship as Gil Scott being a mentor to you. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, man, listen, when I was a kid, everybody, you know, the college circuit was the happening circuit when I was coming up.
Yeah.
And we had Rutgers and Livingston College in New Brunswick, which my sister went to Livingston, God rest her soul. And my hometown mentor, who actually turned me on to Gil Scott-Heron, his name is Gerard Tag Mays. God bless him as also. He's in a nursing home now. But yes, sir. And I would go. I would always would listen to records. I was like a DJ when I was 5 years old.
Wow.
And I was always attracted to the flip side music or the people who had something to say. I like the love songs for the pickup thing, for picking up the girls and stuff. The love songs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, I really wanted to hear people who had something to say. So, there was, I had already come up through Malcolm and Martin and Huey and all these strong figures, the Last Poets, all these strong figures.
Oh yeah.
And I went to Livingston at 12 years old to hear Gil Scott-Heron.
Right.
And it changed my whole life, man. I wanted to be like him. I got his records right away. The first two records had just come out. The Bottle album hadn't come out yet. And I started learning that stuff, man. And he spoke to me. Some of his pain spoke to me, and I grew to be a lot like him, and I was on my way through that same. It worried my parents that I liked Gil so much because they saw that I was following that path. And his music just touched me, man. And and I was always that kid who wound up backstage. So I wound up meeting him, and he was always astonished at how much I knew his music, and I was so young.
Yeah.
He was always like, "Well, you know that stuff." There's actually a story of a night here in D.C. years later. One of my first true Gil Scott-Heron experiences, where he didn't show up to one of his shows. And I took my mom to this show. My mom was still living at the time. I took my mom, my sister, to Blues Alley in Washington, D.C. And Ron Holloway, the saxophone player, was doing the show. And he was playing a bunch of jazz standards and stuff, trying to keep the crowd going, I guess, hoping Gil would show up, but he was out with a bad toothache is what they said.
Right.
And, so finally, Ron Holloway says, well, I guess we should play a little bit of Gil since since you guys are here. And my mother stood up and says, don't play no Gil. Gil ain't here. You're doing fine. You don't have no singer. And Ron says, well, ma'am, because my mother was kind of being like a hacker. What do they call him? A heckler. Like
Heckler.
She was heckling a little bit. Yeah, right. So he was like, well, do you sing? He kind of got on her. She was like, no, but my son know all of it.
Right.
I was like, Mommy, shut up, sit down,
Right.
Homeboy was like, yo, do you know the songs? I'm like, well, actually, yeah, I do. Bro, I got up there with Gil Scott-Heron's band. And
wow.
Yes, sir. No rehearsal, no nothing. I did 3 numbers, man, and turned that shit out, man.
Wow.
Gil heard about it. Next time he saw me, he's like, Gil had a little arrogance about it, like, so it was you, huh? Like, yeah,
right.
He was like, well, if anybody could do it, and it was just an honor, because he was like, well, I know you know it, so I know who my substitute is now. He was teasing, I know who my substitute is now. Next time I have a toothache, I'll give you a call, that kind of stuff. So, so off and on, man, and then I got a chance to be good friends with his daughter. Off and on, I was actually able to call Gil when I was going through my struggles. I was actually able to call him and talk to him about some of the stuff I was going through, and all kind of stuff, man. It was beautiful, man.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that a little bit later. Mad shouts out to David Brooks. He told me to tell you hello, Joe.
Yes,
as you see me, I'll let you know people popping
we all
on the
met around the same time.
Yep. Dr. Brookenstein. And as people pop on, I'll just let you know, man. He wants to know, what song did you do? What 3 songs?
I did. Did you hear what they said? I did Home is Where the Hatred Is and The Bottle.
Okay.
Yep.
I like the fact that your mom jumped up there and put you out there, put you on blast. Because your mom, I know how moms are, even though I lost mine at 7. Moms are like, well, you standing in the mirror all the time singing, get out there.
Yep. And my mother had joined me for several Gil shows over the years.
Okay.
She loved Gil too, man. She loved him. She just loved him because of the way he was touching me.
Yeah.
I actually learned to sing by practicing Gil Scott-Heron songs.
Yeah.
Funkadelic and Gil Scott-Heron. That's how I learned to sing.
Yeah, Gil was deep. When I didn't know about him until I heard, and it's funny because I had heard the bottle, but what attracted me to the bottle, because I grew up around alcoholics, was the lyrics, right? And I remember being about 13 or 14, and I listened to the lyrics, and the lyrics had really hit my household hard because I grew up in not my dad,
that's
but
what
other
Gil's lyrics did. It hit the household.
Yeah, and my cousins and nephews and all the stuff they do, right? And I listened to those lyrics, man, and then I understood what him and the Last Poets was about, because I was in Grand Funk Railroad and all that other stuff. But when I heard those lyrics in the bottle, and he said time after time after time, you know, it touched me some kind of way, made me feel, even as a kid. And that brother, you know, Richie Havens, Gil Scott-Heron, Last Poets, they were way ahead of their time.
Yes,
music lives today. So you're 11 years old, you DJing in Jersey, you bum rushing Gil Scott-Heron concerts, getting on stage. Is that the moment you knew that this was for you?
Well, no. I like I said, the Gil Scott-Heron bum rushing show, that was in my adult era. I pushed the time up on that one. I wasn't 11 when that happened, yeah. Okay. But you know, I always was into music, man. And I try to sing a little bit. I still sing People Make the World Go Round. I sang Just My Imagination in my first talent show in 7th grade. And it went well, but like one of the guys that I chose for my band, he did the Paul Williams part. Every night on my knees, I pray, you know.
Right.
But he was a class clown. So, you know what I mean? So everybody busted out laughing when he did his part.
Right.
So I was hot.
I know.
Woo, I was hot. I was crying. I was mad. Be laughing, man. I was serious. This ain't no comedy act, you know. You know what I'm saying? So the following year, I decided, you know what I mean? The following year, in 8th grade, I decided I'm going to rock People Make the World Go Round all by myself.
Yes.
Which is a big hit for my band right now.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I sang that, but then for the rest of the time, really, I learned Gil Scott-Heron songs. I learned how to play bass a little bit. I would go around town. Only reason I played bass is because everybody played guitar. I just wanted something different. I had, when my parents wanted to buy a pool table, I wanted a ping pong table because I just wanted to be different. I ain't want the same stuff everybody had. The unique thing about my DJing is that my father's an Elk member to this day. And back then he was in charge of the jukebox. So the guy who would come and change the 45s over in the jukebox would give my dad all the old ones. So I wound up with stacks. Oh yeah. So I wound up with stacks and stacks of 45s. But the thing was, I would always listen to the flip side. I got tired of hearing the hits all the time. So I would always listen to the flip side. So I became known for the DJ at, you're going to hear some different stuff. If you hear Lil Keys, that's what they call me back then, Lil Keys. You hear Lil Keys, you're going to hear some different stuff. You ain't going to hear, Jungle Boogie was cool, but I always played whatever else was on the album. You know what I mean? I never played the hits. So that became my thing. And for years I did that, man. And then I followed DJs, Larry Levan from Paradise Garage, all the great New York City DJs. I followed them and I saw the way they was mixing. And they would take songs. That's what I do with my band now. That's why I'm catching hell with these copyrights. They would take songs like the acapella version and play them on the instrumental version of another song.
Yeah, yes.
So that's how the mixing was back in the day. So I learned to do that. So let me tell you. So at 1984, I moved to California.
Right.
And I still wasn't in no bands or nothing, but I was when I got to California, I looking for the Funketeers. That's the first people I met was like Ricky Vincent from Ricky Vincent, yeah. So I met all those guys, my friend Anthony Bryant and all these guys I met. They was all in the Digital Underground circuit. Humping them because when I moved to California, the reggae and the hip hop was the new funk. P-Funk had kind of fallen apart a little bit for a little while there.
Yeah, in the in the 80s. Yeah.
In the 80s, rough era. They were still recording, but it wasn't a lot of live stuff going on. Especially, you can catch them in New York here and there, but in California, it was a long time before they came out and played. So I was in them circuits out there, and I would like get in bands and like go to where a DJ was at, and I would ask him, "Hey man, do me a favor, let me sit in with you. Play the instrumental version of this song," and I would sing like some Gil lyrics over top of it.
Yeah. Improv. Yeah, man.
In the DJ booth, you know what I'm saying? They be playing some instrumental house music or something, and I brought that back. When I moved back to the East Coast, I brought that back. We put a thing together called Invisible Network News.
Mm-hmm.
Friend of mine, we call him DJ Mr. P. Mr. P had a DJ gig at a club called Off Broadway in Long Branch, New Jersey.
Right.
Sir, yes, sir. And I would go there, get high in a mug, and sing over top of his instrumental records. And it became a thing. We had a little hit. I used to sing Sun Ra lyrics, stuff nobody heard. So most people thought they was originals. A lot of people think a lot of stuff I'm doing now is originals because it's deep cuts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's really where it took off when I started singing over those beats like that.
Yeah.
My first true band, honestly, that I ever joined was Clones of Funk.
Okay. You know what? I was going to say, you brought up, and I'll get back to you in a second with that, but you brought up something interesting. Sun Ra. I always was into them because I knew they were space children. But there's some there's some deep brothers, man. And when you said that your creativity was allowing you to do this thing over other songs, right? That's a big part of who you are and who you were. It's almost like the man I know, you was destined to do that anyway and start that thing, because that thing that you just said you do that better than most when it comes to that. And that's the essence of what the creator probably had in store for you, because the music catches people this way, your lyrics and presence, just you being Joe Keys, catches people that way. And I think that's why you're such a universal spirit when it comes to spreading your love and peace through this music thing, because you speak from a lot of personal experiences. You were raised to have an open mind, coming from, the jurors is what we heard, you know what I'm saying? So you was right there in the middle when it all blew up and started. And that's a blessing. I used to always be in Brunswick and, Newark. Even though I was a kid from Long Island, my cousins lived in Jersey. That's how I first learned about Parliament. Before I had moved to the city, I was on Long Island, and I didn't know nothing about Parliament, none of that, man. All I knew was they was cigarettes. And then my cousins was always listening to this weird music with echo and wah-wahs and sounded like Motown on acid. I was like, that's some cool stuff. I gravitated to it. So further on in life, as life goes, we all have our ups and downs, tops and turns, and we go through stuff. And again, the Clones of Funk is why I wanted to do Nappy Head. So I'm telling America right now, Mr. Joe Keys, this man right here, and the Late Bloomer Band, when he was with the Clones of Funk, we did our first gig with them, which was the original Nappy Head. You're the reason why I wanted to do Nappy Head. And for that,
thank you.
You birthed that. You helped birth that baby. So technically, you a stepdad to Nappy Head, okay? You are.
That was actually George Clinton's birthday party, too. That's what that was.
That's right. And I still have the original flyer if you want a copy of it. I have it.
Right on.
I have it. So purple paper at the Lions Den. No, so yellow paper at the Lions Den. You know those little 5x5 cards they used to give out?
Yeah,
I have it.
I remember.
I'll make sure
I'll get you a copy. Craig Ojamu, God bless him.
Ojamu. Yes, sir, Craig Ojamu. And you're the reason. Here we are with Joe Keys on Funk from the Front Seat. His band, Late Bloomer Band, will be on with us tomorrow on IBM.TV, Funk from the Front Seat. I'm number 9, your host. We just chopping it up, living life, loving life, and spreading peace and love with Mr. Joe Keys. So let's get into, before we get into Black Lives Matter, I know there's a special day this week coming up for you personally, and for people that have struggled with certain things in their life. And I'm going to let you take the lead on that. I know we ain't going to, get too deep into it, but I just want you to tell people I know about myself. And I'm willing to stand next to you on this when it comes to certain things that we get addicted to. And I want you to speak a little bit about what this day coming up means to you as far as your anniversary of being clean and sober.
Well, I'm not the first person of the arts who love cocaine.
Yep.
I've been in 6 rehabs over the years.
God bless you.
Yes, sir. I check myself in every single one of them. Never any court appointed, never relationship pointed, never job pointed. It was always the man in the mirror that said, okay, it's time.
Amen.
Tomorrow, September 20th, 2020. Damn, that's a lot of 20s, huh?
Yo, man.
September 2020 is my 5th anniversary sober. Tomorrow will be 5 years clean from substances, alcohol, and all that stuff. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
Congratulations,
man. And it's been a struggle. And my only advice to people is, like, if you didn't get a chance to do cocaine years ago, you missed out.
Yes.
Because it's played out now.
Yes.
When I got involved in that scene, you were the absolute coolest person in the room if you had drugs in your pocket. You were the guy. You're not the guy anymore if you have drugs.
Right.
That has all changed.
Yes.
So that's what I always tell people, man. Sorry, if you didn't get a chance to live in the 70s and 80s, sorry, you missed out. Because it's played out now. It's over.
Yep.
That thing is over. I am not anti catching a buzz for people who want to catch a buzz. I get it. Believe me. But I'm anti cocaine and heroin and all that stuff. You got to draw the line.
I agree.
There has to be some boundaries. And also I'm 60 years old, so I fall under the category of I'm too old for that shit.
High risk. Like me.
High risk.
I'm 62 right now. Sometimes I'm walking down the stairs and I'm going slow, right? And people are walking around me. They look back at me. I'm like, high risk for fall.
Right. So, so now it's pretty easy now. I'm actually over it. I'm over it. And I attend my support groups and things that I have to do. And I help anybody that I can help.
You will, I know.
Yeah, that's just a part of what that is. So I've been gifted, like I said, my friend who turned me on to the music as I know it is in a nursing home. And a lot of the other ones are dead. So,
yes.
So I've been spared for some reason, and I've been blessed with this music thing. So I got to do it, man. It's just all, I have to.
You're a double-edged sword because
yes,
you have 2 different stories the creator wanted you to tell. You know what I'm saying? You're an inspiration, a model, a person to look up to that has beaten something really hard, because it's hard to do. And I've been there. I know what it's like to be addicted. My thing was pills, Vicodin and all of that stuff because of the surgeries and everything else. And then I threw cocaine on top of that. You know what I mean? And then I wasn't afraid to have a drink now and then. You know what I'm saying? So believe me, brother, I know. And I know what it's like to have to fight and see that man in the mirror.
Yes, sir.
Me personally, I was listening to Larry Graham Mirror album.
Yes, sir.
I looked in the mirror and saw something I did not recognize.
Hey, listen, man, I had Miles Davis tell me in his horn.
Yes.
I tried to put Miles on thinking I could get away, and I heard Miles tell me there's no getting away.
Yes, that's right.
That's what I heard.
Yep.
I don't know what he was playing, but I know what I heard.
Right. I love it.
I know what my interpretation of it was.
There you go. That's what's up. Mr. Joe Keys right now, man, hanging out with us on Funk from the Front Seat. We just getting into it. He's going to be here all weekend long. He's been nice enough to give us some time so we can get into a lot of things. And you have a lot of people commenting, man, telling you congratulations, thumbs up, and all that good stuff, man. And if anybody deserves everything good that's coming, it's you. because you do so much good with your music, man. So let's get into, you know, you was into Bob Marley a little bit. You got into this thing, and I thought it was just me. And when I met you, I knew we connected. You actually tear up on stage sometimes. I do the same. Tell me about when that funk spirit hits you like that. Tell me about that.
Man, you know, I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Right.
And I honestly believe that they visit me when I'm entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
I have a poem that I do about my mother, and the reason I do that poem is true. There are times that I feel my mother's been gone since 95, 96, I guess. She's been gone a long time. And it's from time to time, I feel her presence.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
From time to time. So sometimes when I'm singing these songs, you know, something will hit me, and I'll feel some of my brothers from Paradise Garage and stuff. I'll feel people who passed away. I feel them like next to me. I feel them cheer me on, like, sing it, baby. You know, I can hear them. I can hear them saying, you know, and hell, man, I mean, anybody with any feelings going to shed a tear. You know,
right.
I ain't that macho man like that I ain't afraid to cry or nothing. You know, I try to hide it a little bit. My dad, he walked out the church at his mother's funeral. He cried at his wife's funeral, my mother's funeral. But we come from the macho man era. You know, we are pre-Dr. Phil.
Yes, right. You know, before all of that. That's right.
Before all that, it wasn't cool to be crying and stuff.
Yep.
But a lot of my mentors did. The first couple times I saw Eddie Hazel as a kid at Rutgers College, I saw him playing very emotional on stage. And it just hit me like, wow, this is what this is for.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
I believe in God, but not for any religious purposes at all.
Same.
I'm sure I believe in God, absolutely. But I believe in God because of my own personal experience, and I feel something godly going on. I don't believe in it. I mean, the stuff I read in books and all, everybody else's experience is fine. But my personal experience is the reason I truly believe.
Yo, please say that again, because that is so deep. For real. Because people going to miss that. Say it again for them.
Listen, man, I do not believe in God because of any kind of religion. I don't knock religion. That's fine. If that's where you get that from, that's fine. But I believe in it because of my personal experience.
Thank you.
I know there is an outside force that's running things for me because I feel it. I feel something supernatural happening around me sometimes. Sometimes I don't, but a lot of times I do. So I know there's something going on. I don't know what the hell it is, but I know it's something.
It's something. It's something. Yeah. And you know, you're right, because the energy that it takes to just perform, and not saying that we're special or better or anything, but just perform and open up your raw soul to the public.
Yes, sir.
That takes a lot of courage and energy. And I asked my friend Jeff, he's a minister, and he played on some of my stuff. And I asked him, why do I cry? And he told me that's because, like you just said, brother, the spirit hits you.
You're cleansing
and
your
I
soul,
said, yeah,
man.
but it screws me up.
You're purging your soul when you do that. It's healthy.
Yes, it is. It is. Yep. It's the energy. You know, you got a lot of people on the chat line, David Brooks and all these other people popping in, and they just want to tell you how much they love you because they're making little comments and things, you know.
Right on.
Yeah, man. And when you have that feeling, that experience, first time I saw you at the birthday party for George Clinton, and the band was on stage and you came out in that white sheet, I said to myself, who the F is this, and why don't I know about him? That's what I said.
Thank you.
Because y'all have brought a busload of people.
Yes,
right?
we did.
To my hometown in New York. And I said, who is this? They're kicking our butt. They're crushing it. And why don't I know about them? Then I automatically became fans, friends, and family to y'all. Because you showed me, again, that it could be done. And that is the truth. And I keep saying that. And Brooks is saying that's right. Because he did the first review. And
yes, he did.
Yes, he did. And that means so much to me. Because I went back and I told my fiance at the time, I said, listen, I said, you see that? I said, We got 2 years to get to that, and then go from there. I said, but that's what I want to do. That's what I want. That's it. That. And you came out and you was doing your thing, and I was like, man, I lost my mind, bro. I lost it.
Well, let me tell you what happened, man. I went to the 20th anniversary of the mothership in Central Park.
Right.
That was in 1995.
I was there. Yes.
Okay, I went to 20th anniversary, and back then I was hanging with P-Funk real hard. I was a part of that whole other thing. So I was at the show, and then a couple months later, I was at the Baltimore show.
Right.
And George was like, "What, you got some money or something? You sure has had a lot of shows lately."
Right.
I said, "Well, hey man, I moved to Maryland. I live down here now." He was like, "You live in Maryland?" And he grabbed his brother with one leg. His name is Curtis Spencer. He grabbed Curtis Spencer and he said, "Listen, this dude right here, I want you to introduce them to the Clones of Funk." He said, "Introduce him to them." George Clinton was the one introduced, made it a point.
Okay.
He told Curtis, he said, "You take them and you tell them I said, this is me. This the person they missing."
They needed a front man. Yeah, okay.
They needed a front man. And they had some apprehension, of course, because they all grew up together, and I was the new guy from out of town, and all that stuff. But with George Clinton recommending you, what you gonna do? So I told you, man, and it took off. It took off, but I was in my world still back then, so it was topsy-turvy. There were times that I made some really bad mistakes with that band,
I did the same. You live and you learn.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
The thing is, I tell people, how many things have to go right for you and I to be sitting talking today?
Oh man, ain't it beautiful? Yes, sir.
So we know because we survivors. Again, here we are on Funk from the Front Seat, live, IBM.TV with my man, Mr. Joe Keys, and the late Bloomer Band all weekend long, right here, IBM.TV. Y'all come down and check us out. If you got a birthday today, we love you. Anniversaries, we love you. If you lost someone from COVID, we're praying for you. Obviously, we're praying for our brothers and sisters in California with the fires, and down south in the southern part of the region, Texas, with the floods, and the murders and the rapes and all the good stuff. Joe, I gotta ask you, with everything, this ball of confusion, as the Temptation said, so I'm way ahead of his time, right?
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah. But Black Lives Matter. I know that's something near and dear. We stay in touch on Facebook. You're like me. You only touch on the positive, which is why I love you so much, because we know the negative already. We know the elephant in the room already. We know the narrative. We see with our own eyes. You know what I'm saying? And I was fortunate to have Vanessa Bartholomew on a week and a half after George Floyd, and she's up in the Prince camp up in Minneapolis. And her and I were talking. It got emotional because it was raw, And it seems that we're at a crossroads. And I'm not saying this has got nothing to do with white people or murders. I just need black people to stop killing black people first.
Yeah, well, good luck with that.
Can we do that? Come on.
Man, I think we've come a long way.
Me too.
I really do, as a people and everything.
Yep, me too.
It's like the young man sitting in, my friend Marshall here, band members sitting over there behind the scenes, and he gets really emotional about all these issues. But it's that media thing, man, they got us messed up.
Yes, they do.
They just got us messed up, bro. Black Lives Matter is a very positive movement, but they're going to do anything they possibly can to make it ugly. They did the same thing with the Black Panthers. They did this. That's what it is. The Black Panthers was one of the most positive movements ever come through the community.
Amen.
They turned that thing around. The media turned that thing around and made them so ugly, man. It was crazy, and they did it on purpose. They have a way of doing that. The CIA and all these people, they have a way of going, oh my God. That's why they kill. That's why I'm call me a conspiracy theorist, call me what you want. Our leaders get killed.
Yep.
Bob Marley was killed. This is what I think.
Yep.
They say, "Oh God, he's too Messiah-like. We got to take him out." Hell,
Yep.
they took the big man out. Anybody who resembles Jesus, I'll say it. Anybody who resembles in Jesus gotta go.
Gotta go. That's right. From
So,
Prince.
Prince, exactly. They take him out.
Michael Jackson.
They take him out, man, and that's what they do. So those of us who are fortunate enough to know better are gonna be okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna be okay. You're going to be okay. My friend Marshall, he's going to be okay. It's the cats who don't have good sense. There are people who just don't have the sense enough to be okay and who fall victim to all this media mess and all that stuff. It's real easy to do. It's easy to think Black Lives Matter is some kind of a horrible movement. It ain't no horrible movement, man.
Not at all.
It's a beautiful thing. And sure, a couple knuckleheads get in from time to time, but guess what? The man got his way of pushing them knuckleheads to infiltrate the whole thing.
Yeah, that's right.
It ain't Black Lives Matter who's down there burning up goddamn buildings. It's some Klansmen's cousins they send in there, send them a couple dollars. Hey man, go burn that building, man. You make 30 grand real quick. I mean, they're diabolical, man.
They are.
They're diabolical, brother. So it's a beautiful movement. What I'm not necessarily so much on the front line. I've been on the front line all my life.
Yeah, we have. That's right. We have been. That's right.
All my life. I've been down with the last poets and Malcolm and all these people all my life. My mother called me the militant midget long before Michael on Good Times was the militant midget. I was the little midget, the little guy in town with the Black Power sign up playing the last poet songs when I was 11, 12 years old. And people like, that kid's going to be trouble. No, he ain't going to be trouble. He's gonna get some truth out there. When I'm not a Muslim, but I read the Final Call. You know what I'm saying? Yep. I appreciate the brothers. I saw more junkies get clean through Elijah Muhammad than any rehab I've ever seen.
That's right. That's right.
Any rehab. But you know, sure, the brother had a lot of kids, whatever. So you know, they find that stuff and they tear you apart. That's just what they do.
Yep.
As a kid, when I started following Malcolm, my own relatives was like, "Hey, you better leave that alone." Because don't you mess with that. Don't you mess with him.
Same.
You know, don't you mess with him. Why? Why are y'all doing this? But it's just now my dad's 89 years old and he's going, you know what, boy, you might have been on to something.
That's right. That's right. See, and they knew because you know what? Because my dad was a Baptist minister, so I'm a preacher's kid. But I used to listen, and he knew. He didn't care. He gave me an open mind. When I played Little League football, I would wear my red, black, and green sweatbands.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And my red, black, and green socks. And my coach, because I was starting, he'd be like, all right, I understand what you're doing. He was a Puerto Rican man. He's like, yeah, I get it. And like you, I was the militant. I had Black Power on the back of my jacket.
Same with me, right?
All of that. Right. And I used to listen to Muhammad Speaks every Sunday night on WBLS.
Me too.
And I'd be like, yes. So I was like, they're speaking a lot of the truth. They're telling me how to live, telling me all this good stuff. And the best thing about it is that we're still here to tell people about it.
Absolutely.
That's what it was for, bro. That is for
absolutely.
Today and many days like today. Because they tried to tell us, Medgar Evers, Malcolm, this goes on and on. Like you said, they kill him. Bobby Kennedy, they kill him. Woodstock, which I was going to ask you about. They saw that. Yes, they saw that and said, we can't have that. Can't have Woodstocks. Peace and love.
I can't.
People getting along.
Hey, listen, man. Don't get me started. Okay, I'm going to get started. Every time there's peace and love, here come the man. I remember when Paradise Garage was just a gay club. Then all of a sudden, it was people wanted to dance. So people start going to the gay clubs to dance because that's where the funky music was at.
Right.
So people stop tripping and people start going, okay, it ain't cool to be a homophobe. This ain't cool. So people start loving each other and not tripping on what your sexual preference was and none of that stuff.
Yep.
Man was like, okay, here they come with this peace and love shit again. What happens? AIDS hits. Separates everybody. Everybody back to their corners.
Yes.
Every time. Then, oh yeah. And then when they hit him with the right with the AIDS and the left with the crack. Bam, bam. Okay, these black people are starting to get themselves together. Oh, they like to party. Let's sprinkle some shit down here. They'll get high, that's for sure. Because we love to party. So they hit us with the crack.
Yep.
So you got crack in the black neighborhoods. You got AIDS in the gay neighborhood. Boom. Everybody back to their corners.
Gentrification was a covert operation.
Yes, sir.
Since the beginning.
Yes.
Everybody talk about now, but I'm like, no, this has been happening in our community. And again, we're speaking about the black community. And I don't want anybody that's not black to get it twisted. We're not saying anything negative against white communities. We're just talking about the black community right now.
That's right.
And when I saw that, how it affected towns, boroughs, cities, it was at the perfect time. It was a perfect storm. And I'm so saddened that I couldn't do more to my little part to stop it. I became part of the problem instead of the solution.
Sure,
right?
Yeah.
But looking back, I survived, you survived, so we can tell the story. Because like in all the movies, whatever, they always leave one person to tell the story. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Like,
That's what I do every time I get on stage. And first of all, I don't know. I don't know what my calling is for the future. Hell, I might be a politician one day. So I figure if I tell them all now what's going on, they won't be able to dig up no dirt.
Right?
You dig what I'm saying? They be like, oh, he was a crackhead. Be like, oh, you late, dog. He already told us that.
Yeah, we do that. Yes.
That's just how I feel. Let me tell my own story.
If you the politician, one thing I do know this country would be better than it is right now. I know that. I know that for a fact.
That's right.
Because the funk community, and this
better is not what they want. Better is not what they want, brother. Better ain't no money in peace and love.
No. And speaking of that, the money is always like for things that they know they can cure that they won't. Sure. I'm very big on the cancer because my dad and my sister both gone. My mother died when I was 7, but I did get 21 years with my dad. I got 31 with my sister, right? What's up, Otis? How you doing? Otis Hawk says hello.
Oh, man, Otis, right on.
They had a cure back in the late 70s for this. For what my dad died of, they had a cure for it, but he couldn't get it because it wasn't released to the, FDA and all this other stuff, right? And I watched my dad die, dwindle down to nothing with a cure sitting on the doggone shelf that he couldn't get.
God bless.
And I knew then, I was 21 years old, and I said, oh, this is about money.
There you go.
They ain't trying to say my dad. It's about money, And I got politically involved then, because I said to myself, what is America? Where's my dream? We saw it then, and I don't know if it's because we're black or if because we just got that sixth sense or whatever, but most black people, like you said at the top of the show, we've been through this already. We've been through it.
New, brother. This ain't nothing new.
Been through it, bro. Been through it, man. So, man, we chopping it up. Oh, it's so good to see you, brother. Mr. Joe Keys, late bloomer band. So tell me, okay.
Hey, I gotta cut you off. I want to tell you something. Thank
go for it.
So much for pronouncing my band and my name and everything correctly.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. That means a lot. Yes. We pride ourselves on professionalism here at IBM. So, I try to get it right. I do my homework. I study. This is not something I just throw together. Mark will tell you, my producer, him and I go back and forth all week, talk about things, talk about how we're going to frame the show. I do homework on all my guests. I want my guests to feel as comfortable as possible because this is important to me. And, we are trying to do something different here. So thank you. I appreciate that, bro. That means a lot to me. Now you formed this band in 2009, right? After the Clones of Funk, you did all of that. What made you get back out there and want to do something else with a lot of cats that were a little bit younger than you? Because I know I saw that in your bio.
Older guys are really hard-headed and stuck in their ways.
Good. Thank you for saying that. That's true.
I can give you a long answer or a short answer.
Short answer. I love it because it's true.
They stuck in their ways, man, and they just ain't. I don't know, man. I'm a lot. I'm 6'5". You know what I'm saying? I'm a lot. I'm loud. I'm proud. I'm a lot. So if you got jealousies or any kind of stuff in you, I'm the wrong one to be around.
Exactly.
I'm a big person, you know. So I went through that. I go through that. So something happened where somebody, I forgot who it was, actually mentioned to me, you know, you might want to get you some young folks, man. This area I moved to, man, when I first put this band together, man, my band was all white Jews. And who would have thought? I went to this jam session. Actually, I went to this they have another P-Funk band down here called Let the Monkey Go. Similar to Clones.
Right.
Brother Guy Curtis, who's on some of the Dope Dog album. He toured with George a little bit. He's a part of Benny Cowan and all them guys who played with George for years. He's a part of that family. And I was telling him that I was trying to get some things together. I had started another band. I had met a fellow who passed away, my good friend, one of my best friends ever in life, actually, Bill Morano. He passed away. But I met him through Clones of Funk. And he and I, you know, when finally that Clones era was over with it for whatever reason, and he was like, "Well, Joe, I'm coming with you." So we started this thing. He had a band that was already copywritten called Grilled. So we started a thing called Grilled, but we were still a mess. We was out there, baby, you know. But the music that was coming out of it was lovely. George joined us a couple times, and we had this bass player who was phenomenal. And, you know, but we just couldn't get it off the ground because, you know, for abuse reasons, you know. And finally, Guy Curtis says to me, "Man, you know, you need to come to this jam session we having with Let the Monkey Go." And I meet this young man there. He's like, "Joe, there go your drummer over there. That's who you need." It's a white kid, young. His name's Dave Cavalier. And I introduced myself to him, and he invites me to this jam session that he's throwing every Tuesday at this club called Micho's right outside here in town. Number young kids, young college kids. Man, I go to this thing, man. These boys is in there jamming. I got up and I was like, "Oh shit." I put my band together that night.
Right.
I want you. And ironically, there was a band at the time called The Rez. They were kids. And Dave was the drummer for the Red. Ironically, the band that I picked who I thought played together really well turned out to be guys who were all in one band together already.
Okay.
I could feel that gel. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I invited him over to my house for a rehearsal, and man, it just took off. 6 months later, he was having a debut. And you know, once again, I was still using back then, so I was going through some things. Fortunately, I never got the reputation for not paying anybody. I didn't show up a couple times, but I never got the reputation for not paying anyone. But because of some shady stuff here and there, people were falling out the band. I quit. I do, you know, whatever. And I get a gig sometimes and not even know who was going to play.
Yeah.
But the thing was, I'd get a gig and not know who was going to play, but I'd wind up having Norwood or Angelo as guests, you know, or George Clinton or somebody, you know. I'd wind up, so it would always, I could go back. Hell, if you were around, I could have called you. You know what I'm saying? I always could draw back from people, just the way I learned from George Clinton. I learned from Gil Scott-Heron.
That's right.
When it all falls apart, you still got work to do.
Gotta go.
I would book gigs not knowing who my band was going to be.
Yeah.
And put the band together. I got a rehearsal space here at my home. That's where I'm sitting at right now. And man, I just kept going with it, man.
Keep it moving, yeah.
I just kept going with it. So I've been through like 60 guys. Right now, the second CD that I'm putting out now I got the unit now. We hoping to hold on to this one. You know what I mean? It's hard sometimes because young people do their thing. They fall in love. You know, everybody's got their own path. So that's so I'm actually working on trying to get like a internship is what one of my future goals is with this band. Just have my own funk internship, because a lot of kids that come through here have been to college and all kinds of stuff. They graduate, but they ain't studied no funk.
Right.
Your funk is learned in the basement.
Yes, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? Funk ain't, they don't teach funk at Berkeley.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They funk is learned down here. So
one of our producers, Kim, says hello.
Hey, Kim. That's beautiful, man. People tapping in. That's nice. That's really nice.
Yeah. We got them.
So,
but yeah, you're right.
My network has been so strong, like yourself. You know, the gigs, George Clinton. You know that everybody don't just have George Clinton coming to their gigs, or Angelo from Fishbone or Norwood and these people. So over the years, man, God has put all these hard hitters in my life.
Yes.
So finally, Norwood said, "Hell, Joe, maybe you a hard hitter." Norwood, actually, bass player from Fishbone, was one of the people that inspired me. Like, you need to get your own thing. You know, when I was in that transition from Clones, it's like, man, you know what, man, you need to take that wig off, bro. Do your thing.
Do you? Yeah.
Start doing your Gil Scott-Heron vibe. Start doing your thing. Start, and it just started nurturing, man. It just started happening, brother.
Yeah. You know what? You have a good message for the young people out there, because what we do, that type of music, this whole funk thing, it doesn't happen like you think, but you have to go around and kind of grocery shop to get your sound in your head, to get the cat that you need, because every cat ain't the right cat for the sound that Joe Keys has in his head. And I know that because, like I told you, you're responsible for that, but I talked to Bootsy in the basement of Tramps, and he said, yo, man, you just got to do you. Don't worry about this other stuff. Find the cats, And I was proud of you, because when I saw you resurface with the Late Bloomers band, and at the time I was married, divorced, had kids, life. So I stepped away for a minute, surgeries, this and that. But when I saw you again, you're inspiring me, because I was like, oh, Joe's back. Now I can come back.
You're a late bloomer too. You too are a late bloomer.
Yes, that's right. So I said, he's back. I was like, okay, it must be that's the sign. I needed that sign. Sometimes you just need that one little thing, that spark that says, hey, that's the brother you kind of, looked up to and help you inspired to do the funk thing like you want. And now I see you doing it. So again, I tip my hat to you, man. You mean a lot to me. We touch people all the time.
Yes, sir.
And sometimes you just never know. But I'm telling you, touch me, man, in a huge way, big way. I'm so happy and glad that you guys are going to go live tomorrow.
Oh, we're going to turn it out, baby.
Oh, I know you are. It's going to be a constant thing. Believe me, I know you are. And let me tell you, people out there in the world, if you want to hear tomorrow, 12 p.m. on Funk Music with Zack, Joe Keys and the Late Bloomers Band, you need to tune in. IBM.TV, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to just let them go. And believe me, they're going to go. They're going to go. You're going to meet the band. You're going to hear a little bit more about Joe, part 2 of the interview, and they're going to go. And we support each other. Funk family, and I tell this to people that don't know about the funk, if the world was full of funketeers, there'd be no war and violence.
That's a fact.
Fact,
man.
Fact. We have our little ups and downs.
Funk is a way of life. Funk is a way of life.
Yes.
For real.
Way of life. It's an attitude.
I'm rich. I just ain't got no money. I say it all the time. I'm rich, man.
Me too.
I'm rich. I ain't got no money, and I'm rich.
Yep. That's right. After what we do. For all the young people out there, Joe, that want to get into this business, what would you tell them now that we have to kind of reshift to this whole drive-in movie theater thing, limited seating thing, social distancing thing? There are so many young people that were just on the verge and got cut down. Besides us, what would you tell them to keep them going? Because you're always great at encouraging people.
Well, first of all, most humans do well with their back up against the wall. That's when you find out who's who.
Yes.
Your back's against the wall and you ain't got nothing else to do. George Clinton said, when you ain't got nothing else to do, funk it. You know what I'm saying? that's when it's time to give up. That's where the funk comes from.
Yes.
A lot of funk comes from desperation and
hard times.
Oh my God. It's grimy sometimes, the stuff where the funk comes from. It ain't called funk for nothing.
Dumpster funk.
So right, all of that. So I don't know, man. And now, but we're back to the point where, like, I've just taken on an intern manager, and and it's going to make a big difference because I can concentrate on my music now. I've taken on an intern manager, a Berkeley graduate, and a Berkeley student, not graduate yet, Berkeley College student, and I've taken him on, and he has a real hunger to learn and to do right. You know,
that's Patrick, right?
Yes, Patrick, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, him and I talk. Believe me,
Patrick's
I'm on it, bro.
Yeah, I'm
on it.
My man.
I'm on it.
Yeah. So I've taken Patrick on, and now I can just concentrate on the music because this has to be a business thing.
Yes.
And if you can do both, good for you. You know, but I got the music. So as far as I know, especially funk comes from here. This is the school right here where I'm sitting at.
Yes.
But business comes from the real schools. You got to learn that business thing. I got some business savvy, but I don't really have the business education. So if you have somebody that you can trust, mind you, strong word there, trust.
Trust.
If you can find somebody that you can trust, which I have, God bless. I found somebody I can trust to do my copyrights for me and to do all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that has to be taken care of.
Yep.
So I like that the kids are going to school for music theory and all that. Us funkers, we don't need to go to school for music theory. We need music business.
Yes, that's right.
We got the funk.
Yep.
I know kids who can't even read and write, bro. Grown men who can't read and write, and wear that college student out on the guitar.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Wear him out.
Yeah.
But the college man is who wear that ass out, dog. Ain't never read a book in his life. Don't know no notes or nothing.
Yeah.
So that person needs somebody to get them through the business part.
Yeah.
That's the catch. So that's you gotta have balance.
Yes.
You gotta have balance, and you gotta if you want to go to it as a business, you gotta stop looking at it as a big party.
Yes.
Everybody, it's not a big party anymore. You can have a good time, but this whole party thing has killed many a person and ruined many a business.
Yeah, that's right.
So one of my biggest advices to is leave them damn drugs alone.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, I'm marijuana friendly. I don't personally smoke it, but I'm marijuana friendly. Like I said, I understand a cold beer and a buzz, but this whole tripping out thing, not only that, you're taking beats away from your heart. So you're shortening your lifespan.
Yeah.
There's a lot of awareness that has to go on, you know, that needs to be taught. I don't play when it comes to my youngins. They know I don't play. Yep. I've had a few of them come through with some abuse issues, and I try to help them address it if they, you know, but some people got to have their own path. But then you go ahead on and do your thing. Because if you had it, like I said, that thing is over.
Yep.
You know, if you're still trying to capture that because your father used to do it, then you're in the wrong place. And it's probably going to kill you.
Yep. That's right. Somebody suggested, Kim was saying, you know, we should look into opening up a funk business school, you know, which is something we can think about, you know, because experience is the best teacher. But like you said, you need to dot them I's and cross them T's.
That's right.
To get that publishing money.
That's right.
That's something I found out.
Well,
you know, I'm still working on where you are. Like I said, that one person that can take over some of this off me.
Yes,
you know, and I'm glad you found that, man. That's beautiful and peaceful because it allows you to be more creative, and not have to worry. And every time, as a band leader, is hard. People don't realize how hard that is. You're a band leader. You're responsible.
Man, I book all my gigs. I do all the hiring, the firing, the booking, the paying,
everything.
A lot of guys don't. I gotta pay my band because the club says to me, "Hey, man, I don't have your money," because it happens. And
gotta have it.
I can't walk to my band and say, "Hey, man, I don't have your money."
Nope.
That don't work that way. I gotta go in my pocket.
Yep. Before every gig, I had to bring all the time at least $1,000 with me.
That's what I do right now. That's
just
what I
in
do right
case.
now. Just
Yep.
in case. I bring.
Just
I
in
pay.
case.
I pay them when we get there.
Me too. I always did that up front because I didn't want nobody stressing about, am I going to get paid?
Tonight. That's right.
Because cats don't play as well. They play better with money in their pocket.
A couple dollars in their pocket.
They'll play their hands off.
No doubt. Hey.
And they're not going to be stressing you about overtime.
None of that. No, they're playing.
So you know, cats be looking at their watch.
Oh, yeah. What do you mean it's over? What George said, it ain't over till I pee on you.
It ain't over until the dog says it's over. Yo, we hanging out with my brother from another mothership, my family, Mr. Joe Keys, and the Late Bloomers Band. They're going to be on tomorrow. And we just been sitting here chatting on Funk from the Frontier on IBM.TV. We want everybody out there to come on tomorrow and support what this brother does. Support his band. Go to his website. Buy his music. Look at his videos. The brother is a veteran pioneer of the funk wars. Lover of Gil Scott-Heron. This brother has done so much music and put so much stuff out there. There's no excuse for anyone watching this show not to go check it out. Support him. So where can we find your stuff at? Facebook? Tell me about your social media outlets.
We got all the social media stuff. Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. www.latebloomerband.com. Soon the merchandise is all going to be on there. Hey, man, I sell most of my merchandise from Facebook.
There you go.
But I'm getting better at it. I got to, that's the other thing. I got to get all that bumped up. I do have a really good web manager, so he's got a thing that we're going to be able to sell all the merchandise online and everything. But like I said, I do really well without all that sometimes. But I got to bump it up because I don't want Uncle Sam bothering me after a while. He's going to be like, wait a minute, look like you making a little money. Where's my cut? You know how he do.
Yeah.
So I got to make sure I get him his cut, so leave him alone. But anything social media. We on Spotify. You can listen to the songs. You can buy the first CD, Forever is a Long Time. Forever is a Long Time is a really good CD. It's kind of like an EP type of thing. We had a pretty big hit off of it called Hoping and Praying. I was using during the recording of that, and listening back on it, I can hear it in my voice. My voice sounds so much better now. But the reason I named it, man, let me tell you. So this brother calls me up that I grew up with. Ronnie Davis from Freehold, New Jersey. We called him Hawk. And Hawk called me to tell me that he was dying. And that he had a couple weeks, bro. He was I'm like, bro, don't start. I'm calling to tell you goodbye. And I'm like, wow, that's deep. You actually calling your friends. He called his friends for 2 weeks to say goodbye. And he died. I'm like, that's some heavy shit. And he said to me, I just want you to know that I'm going to love you forever. And I said, wow, from a dying man, forever is a long time. So I named the CD Forever is a Long Time because forever.
Yo, that's deep.
Yeah, that's a long time, brother. From a dying man. If a dying man going to love you forever, you're loved by somebody forever.
Yeah, that's deep, man. That's a nice tribute.
Yeah.
For him as well as you going forward. What's the name of your new CD?
The new CD will be called Tales from the Griot of Westminster.
I saw that. Yes.
Westminster's the town that I live in here in Maryland.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I think it had a nice little ring to it, So
yeah, I like it.
Some people
with the tales of like.
Well, some people wanted me to call it Guru, Tales of the Guru, and Guru sounded like I was putting myself up there a little too high. I ain't want nobody, who you think you are. You ain't know how people get,
You're right. The haters.
Griot is an African storyteller, so that made it a little bit easier. But Guru was putting me up there with with Jesus or somebody. So I had to tone it down a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what we went to. And Westminster I've been here for 17 years, man. This town has really, man, this is one of the home of the Klan, this town that I live in. And it's done amazing things for me. Amazing. I've turned some people around. I've worked through people. I had a listen, man. I was working for BJ's, and I had this old man. He was like 97, bro. Old white Klansman come to me and he said, "Listen, man, I want to be your friend."
Wow.
And I said, "Why you want to be my friend?" And he said, "Because I hate niggas and I need to learn how to love one because I'm gonna be dying soon." This is what.
Wow, that's some deep stuff.
I said, "Wow, you chose me?" He's like, "Yeah. Would you be my friend?" I said, "Of course I will." You know, what you gonna? I couldn't say hell no, but I said, "Of course I will." Man, me and this guy got so tight, man. He eventually died, but he knew that his hate was wrong.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And he wanted to turn it around before he made his exit off this planet.
Yes.
And he chose me. And I was like, wow, man. Some people, when I tell that story, they say, "Man, you should have slapped that old crack in the face or whatever." But no.
No,
He chose me, man. I was honored, man. And I tell you, one time we were playing cards, having coffee on my break at the job, and he would pass off. We were playing spade. He would pass off, and he used the N-word on me. "Hit me, nigga." He said something like that. Right, excuse my language. "Hit me." And I was like, "Hey, man, watch it." He was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He's like, "I thought that's what y'all friends call each other."
Right.
And I was like, damn, you can't do that. But he was right. He's like, "But I'm your friend. Can't I call you what your friends call you?" He didn't understand that boundary. He thought he was trying to get in as being more friendly.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
so he was really trying, actually. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He eventually passed away, man. It was a beautiful thing, man. You know, I just felt like, wow, if I could turn somebody around. And I've had, hey, listen, my band played at a club up here called the Coon Club. You hear me?
Wow.
The Coon Club hired me to play.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Now, of course, they're supposed to be raccoon hunters is the reason they claim that's the name of it, but we know that's not what it was. You know what they was hunting a couple years ago, 100 years ago. They was hunting coons. And there wasn't no raccoons either. But they hired me to play music. They hired me to play music a couple times. They've hired me. And I've had people come up to me and say to me, "Man, you know what? I never told a black man I loved him before, but I want to tell you I love you."
See, because you transcend all that, bro.
Yes,
and that's why you're such a special spirit, because I tell people you never know who's watching. You never know who's listening. And the fact that that gentleman you worked with realized all his hatred all those years was wrong. He was trying to write something in his life through you.
Yep.
And I'm grateful, you know, you gave him that opportunity to do that, because you're a blessed spirit. You see no need to continue hate, you know, and see, that's what the world needs. People like you. Spirits like you.
Thank you, brother.
If people could just figure that out, we wouldn't have as many of these problems. You know, hating is only going to begot hate. Yes, we can be angry, frustrated. Believe me, I've been harassed just like every other black man. I hate so many things, but I can't turn around and turn that hate onto others. Nope. You know what I'm saying? I got 2 daughters. They're biracial. So I can't hate something that I'm a part of. Plus, I just didn't grow up with that. On Long Island, we was hippies. Our generation, we was hippies.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. We didn't care what you look like, what you smell like.
I had a friend of mine as a kid come to the house. His name was Paul Hitchon, young German kid. We was in high school, and he come to the house, and he ain't knocked. You know, he knew the family. Come on in, and my mother said, "Paul, some chicken in the kitchen. Go help yourself." And my cousin, who was from the South, he freaked out.
Right.
Aunt Jerry let that white boy come in here without knocking on the door, and he went in the kitchen and helped himself to some food.
Yes.
That was something unheard of where he was from.
Yes. Yes. Yep.
And my mother was from there as well. My mother said that the reason that my mother was probably a racist, but she made sure her children were not.
Yes, yes. Same with my dad. Yeah. He wasn't a racist, but he knew. He used to carry a 22 under his seat just to shoot at people in Georgia that was trying to hurt him or his brothers and sisters. My dad and mom did not play, and they grew up. They weren't racist at all, because we had all kinds of people in the house.
My mother couldn't stand white folks. Yeah. I put it just like that. She just had that thing, but she did not put that through her children.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. See, and that was smart of her, because some people never kept up with progress.
Right.
You know, my father always told me and my sister, hey, it don't matter what color, whatever, you know, just like be kind to people. And you know, my dad, where I lived at in Bayshore, it was a mixed area,
Yes,
but it was mixed because everybody just kept to themselves and didn't really get into what other races was doing at the time on a negative tip. It was always positive.
That's right.
You know, my father was one of the first black supervisors. He marched in the NAACP, yada, yada, yada. But he always raised me to have an open mind, especially when he found out I was into Funkadelic. He was like, look at the album, look at Sly's album, Jimi Hendrix, see all the psychedelics. He knew then our generation was going to be better.
That's right.
He knew that because he saw the rainbow.
People in P-Funk say that about my band now. They say, you remind me of Sly, man, because my band's so mixed.
Yes. Yep.
You like the new Sly Stone, man. I hear that from a lot of people. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, yo, we get ready to get out of here in a minute. Again, you'll be back tomorrow with us. First of all, Joe Keys and the Late Bloomer Band. If you don't know who they are, you now know. Check them out. They've been around since 2009. This is my brother and family from another mother. I love this man. He inspired me to put together Nappy Head Funk Army. We did our first show with this man in the Clones of Funk. And tomorrow, your band's going to come on. Y'all going to take it to the roof. I know. I won't sleep tonight because I'll be waiting. And we're so grateful to have you on IBM.TV. We thank you from the bottom of our heart. One parting shot or one parting word until tomorrow, a word of wisdom to anyone today that feels some kind of way about the pain.
Don't forget to take a deep breath. Seriously. Inhale, exhale. He who fights and runs away lives to see another day. And that is Bob Marley. You know, it just ain't as deep as we think it is, man.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's just not. There's a master plan, and I too have to watch allowing the media to brainwash me.
Yep.
There's this thing called peace and love, man, that's so easy. It's easy. And that's what human beings are meant to be. And if you believe in God, you got to know that other joker exists too. So there is, if you believe in good, you have to know that evil. And evil wants to win.
Yes.
Good is pretty chill, but evil, he be trying to get in there.
Yep.
So you know, you have to have your radar up for that kind of stuff, man.
Yep.
You know,
the yin and the yang.
The yin and the yang. And if you like drugs, I understand, but understand they're not healthy for you. They're not good.
That's right.
They're just not good, man.
Yep.
Just not good. Mm-hmm.
Yo, man, you've been a great guest. I can't wait until tomorrow. Again, Joe Keys and the Late Bloomer Band. Here we are on Funk from the Front Seat. You know, there you go. One of the best things about this show that I do for them, I get a chance to see my friends and my family. Absolutely. All my Funketeers. Because a lot of people down south here, they ain't know nothing about me. They had no idea what I was about. They had no idea who I knew. I kept it humble because there's no reason to talk about this and that. Now people see on the show, they're like, oh, he knows this one, he knows that one, he knows this and that. Only that's because right. That's what we do. We stay humble. We keep it real. We support each other in the funk. The funk family is the best family besides my own that I've ever been in.
Absolutely. That's my extended family. That's what it is.
That's it. That's it. One Funketeer loves another Funketeer, and on it goes.
I'll be honest with you. My extended family might be a little closer to them in my blood family sometimes, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I can call up a Funketeer anytime. You know?
I don't have any children. I have no biological children. I don't have any brothers. I don't have any brothers. And I really just got tight with my dad, you know, for whatever reason. We really just got real fly. So my funk family is who I always had to turn to for all kinds.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Thank God we always there. We always been there for each other. Right. And every time I had to reach out to you, you always reach back.
Absolutely.
And that meant a lot to me. You know, I had my dark days not too many years ago. And I was like, man, I'm just watching. I was like, okay, it's going to come. But when is it going to come? You know how you get impatient. You know, you get patient. I'm an Aries. I got very little patience, but I've had to learn, live and learn, Again, Mr. Joe Keys, Late Bloomer Band tomorrow on Funk Music with Zach. Our special guest today has been Mr. Joe Keys, part 1. We love you. We're going to see you later, bro. Thank you for spending time with us on IBM.TV.
Thank you so much.
I'll see you tomorrow. I can't wait.
We're going to give it up.
Thank you. God bless, man. I'll catch you later,
brother. All right. Peace.
Man. Love you, bro.
Love you too, brother.
All right, man. My producer today has been Mr. Mark Lee. I want to thank all the people that tuned in around the world, checking us out. What we've been doing here at IBM.TV on Funk from the Front Seat. We've been promoting everything funk, and right now I'm going to have Mark pull up, this video that we've been putting out for Bootsy Collins because he's got his birthday bash coming up, so we're going to play that at the end of the show. Just for all my Funketeers, instead of our normal get down music and get out, we're going to run that. So Joe, sit back, relax, and enjoy. I love you, man. And I'll be calling you later on.
Right on.
All right, Mark, where you at, bro? Mr. Mark Lee in the house. I love Mark. Mark knows. He's producing 2 shows at once now.
That's the George Benson joint. Now, how come we're not hearing it? You don't know. Yeah. What do you think?
Fit it between that little space that you got, which is 1. 1. And then you would try to fit your different notes and felt in between it, like, and that's the funk, and you can change that. And that's the funk. And you can change that.
True essence of the funk is the power of the one. It's the power of the one. This funk has just begun. I need the funk, baby. the power of the one. The essence of the funk is the power of the one. George Benson, they need convincing. And let the vibes flow through. It ain't just that thing that the funk can do. Never underestimate the power of the one. Just do what you do. You know this song has just begun. You need what's your mind. Oh, we talking on a roll. The essence of the funk is the power of the one.
Girl, many of you must feel like you look at this is jug all right now. Get the body bumping, funk it don't stop. Gotta keep it going all night long. That's not to smash, but the roof down off this mother. Party up, y'all, to the bar, to the gutter, to the roof, this baby mama.
To feast you give me the power of the one. And what I think power. Oh, you give me power, baby. Of the phone is the power of the one, Bob.
Power of the one, y'all. The power of the one, Bootsy Collins. Check it out. Tomorrow, Joe Keys and the Late Bloomer Band will be coming on, taking it all the way upstairs, all the way live. The brother is so talented, so hot, such a giver on this planet, filled with peace and love all around the world. Funketeers, we have no jealousy and hate, so we promote everything that's all funk. And I want everybody to really, really, really understand that concept of what we're talking about. Also, tomorrow on the round table at 2 o'clock, special guest of mine, Mr. David Brooks, will be jumping in with us after we listen to an hour of Mr. Joe Keys and the Late Bloomer Band. Let me tell you something. They're going to take it all the way upstairs. So everybody needs to check that out. Again, IBM.TV, Funk from the Front Seat. I'm your host, number 9. I want to make sure that we recognize our sponsors, Mr. Lynn Shepard, the Dollar Store. So I need everybody to go to the website, IBM.TV website, and check it out. Go to the Dollar Store. If you're colorblind, like Lynn says, hit that big green button. All kinds of bargains, all kinds of face masks, all kinds of hand sanitizers, and everything you would need. So check it out, the Dollar Store. One of our sponsors and our other sponsors, we appreciate your time and effort. Without you, I could not do this show. Again, Funk from the Front Seat. I love you. Roll call, y'all. You know how we do. Thank you, Mark, to my producer. Thank you to IBM. Thank you to all the funky fans, David Brooks and Lance Dandridge and Sonia Murphy and all the people that hang out with us. Special shouts out to Patty, Peppermint Patty, and Bootsy Collins. Bootsy Collins' new track, you know, The Power of the One. Getting ready to drop his birthday bash on October 23rd. So get your tickets now. $10 tickets, $30 tickets, $60 tickets. And with each ticket package, you get something special from Mr. Bootsy Collins. Again, my brother, Joe Keys and the Late Bloomer Band tomorrow performing live right here on Funk from the Front Seat. I'm your host, number 9. I'm out. Woo!
Never forget
Y'all know how we do. Up in the seat, y'all. Up in the front seat.
Let us understand the words of James Baldwin when he said, love forces us to take off the
I love y'all in Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia's in the house, Florida's in the hit house, Texas, Philly Phil, what's up? Man, shouts out to P-Funk Radio, Keith Jackson, JTRP, Honeybee, we love you. Gabe Gonzalez, Wednesday nights, we love you. My man, Funkston Jones, ha, ha, ha. We love you, brother. Sonia Murphy, we love you. Ah, yeah, Robin, I see you out there. We love you, Robin. Ah, my Funketeers. George Clinton, I need you to get in touch with me. I want to interview on your show. All right? Hit me up. Funk from the front seat, y'all. You know how it goes. Nothing but a party right here. California, we love you. We know you're dealing with a lot up in Portland, up in that Washington area with the fires. Know that we care about you. We love you. If you got a loved one who has been stricken by COVID, if you got a loved one who is feeling bad about some kind of situation economically, know that we all going through it. Know that we all got to help each other. If you lost someone, know that we care and we appreciate you. If you're being abused any kind of way, if you're a woman, know that we care. If you have somebody in your family that tells you they want to hurt themselves, know that we care. Don't hurt yourself. Call one of us at IBM.TV. We care about suicide prevention. We care about people being bullied. As Patty would say, blow the whistle on bullying. Patty Collins would tell us that. Blow the whistle. Don't let people cyberbully you. Don't let people bully your kids. Be a kind soul. Be a kindred spirit to someone else. Reach down and help someone else. Pull someone else up. Get off the corner. Stop killing each other over something that's not even yours, all right? And we can defeat this thing called racism in a couple of generations. We really can, but we need to let people know racism ain't cool. That's all it is. Racism ain't cool. It used to be a cool thing. Now it's not. It never really was, you know? Being who you are, being special. Doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, doesn't matter. Be proud of yourself. Know that I love you. Know that I'm going to fight for you. Whatever it takes, we gonna do. What's up, Mark?
You were rocking it big time. You know, I'm feeling double duty doing two shows at the same time. But definitely you are rocking it and all of that. So definitely Joe was just amazing. Y'all were speaking so much truth that I really enjoyed it and all of that. So definitely it was just great hearing that truth that y'all were speaking. And we get ready to wrap this bad boy up. But I can't wait to hear the band tomorrow afternoon. So I know they're going to rock it because he was just speaking all kinds of truth. And I was just being able to relate to him big time.
Yeah, it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot. The best thing about it is that we got them back to back. So you know how we roll. I'm out, y'all. Woo!
Right now, it is indeed my funked up pleasure to introduce to you from the silver screen.
Yes, another smoking show, and that's going to wrap it up. So like I said, Zach is out of here, but he will be back tomorrow with Funk Music with Zach. So we will catch him tomorrow at noon, but another smoking show.
Yeah.